And then just massaging your legs. Yeah. Because these legs, carry us through life, take us on so many different adventures. Oh, yeah. And then, any other parts of your body that you want to send love there, just give them a bit of a rub and massaging, Mm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. 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 And just check in, check in with your body. Like, how connected are you with your body? Mm. 0 to 10, 10 being like, I'm just like fucking in my body. I feel so connected. 0 being like, I'm just somewhere else. I'm just not here. Yeah. So where are you on that scale? And just shout a number. 8. Yeah. Anyone else?
5.
5.
I'm about a 5.
Yep.
What's the scale for?
How connected are you with your body?
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably 5.
Okay. So those that are 5, I just literally want you to just, like stand up and just like jumping up and down, like literally just jumping, like jumping up and down, like jumping jacks, like just do that, shake things off, burn the energy. Yeah, just shake it off. Just, Rod, if you want to jump up and down and just shake on the energy off so you can be in your body. Breathe. Yeah. So just, just yell on a number. How connected are you with your body?
I reckon I'm probably up to about a 6, 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say I'm at a 7 now.
Okay.
I feel like the loosening up has helped a bit, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's me. I've been in a bit of a hustle period all day, so it takes a while for me to snap out of it and drop in. If that
That's
makes
all
sense.
good. That's all good. It's all the allowing, like, yeah. And you don't have to be the 10. Like, it's not our intention, but I just want you to like be more aware of how connected you are with your body and realize there's actually things that you can do to connect more with your body.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love rubbing my belly, so I'm down for that any day.
Yeah, just rub your belly. Okay. Whew. How are we all feeling?
Relaxed.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot more present.
Yeah. Alrighty. So here's the agenda for today, which is very short. Actually, I want to read out the card. I think this is last week's as well. I don't know, I drew this card last week, either for this group or last group, but the card for this week is balance. And literally, like, it's the women and the men. I don't know if you can see, like, photo. Can you see? Anyway, I'll read it out. So the card for today is all about balance, the elusive state of balance. Isn't it frustrating when you have finally reached a point of balance when you were attempting to achieve on your path, only to have it go back to an unbalanced state? In a world based on duality, this is a constant state of ebb and flow. It is totally okay to move in and out of balance. Enjoy your time in the zone of equilibrium and use it to your advantage. Use it as a time to create momentum in the area of your life that applies to. When a state of equilibrium is reached, things tend to flow smoother and things move quicker with peace, joy, and success. Do your best to stay in the present moment. Enjoy the experience as it is happening. Conversely, if this card has been pulled to suggest that an area of your life could benefit from more balance, do not be disheartened. In this realm of constant ebb and flow, even if it seems impossible to bring balance to a particular situation, it is indeed possible. See it as a chance to be an alchemist, turning lead into gold. The amount of resistance or negative that's being experienced can be turned into the exact same amount of positive on the other end of the scale of polarity. Yeah. Cool. So tonight it's only got 3 things on here. So first I want to check in with you guys in terms of last week or last 7 days. And then we'll have an open floor Q&A. And this is where, I did ask about, you having questions, because this is such a big topic to cover. And I just want to make sure that I answer your questions of what you're here to seek, more clarity. And then we can do a meditation. And through that, you want to gain more clarity with your inner world of masculine and feminine. Yeah. So let's just check in. So we'll go around or we'll share. I would love to hear. So your name. So would you say your name is when you actually just call yourself back in this? It's not about introducing. It's like when you say, like, when I say Jane, I'm actually calling all parts of me in for this moment. And then I would love for you to share what you love about last week. What has been your resistance or your frustration with last week? And what's a reflection on the learning through that? So, who want to go first?
I can go.
Yep, go Jay.
Jay. What I've noticed this week is there's more freedom that I'm allowing myself, and just being present and not so rigid, and allowing, like, even love, like speaking to like girls, and went to see a girl last night, like, and just allowing it, experiencing it, and meeting, like, just being is really such an awesome experience, just to be. And what I'm finding, what I'm sort of, I was bringing up for me now is, like, I'm scared to go too far into the just being and just going and just being present. So just, I guess today and more recently, is just, I've tasted just being, I like it, I enjoy it. And then there's this side of me saying, oh wait, like, don't go too far. You're going to drop getting the results. You're not going to go as far as you can go. So I'm just noticing this sort of hesitation and worry that it's coming up with me now, starting to just relax and be more fluid. So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to tonight to understand, because what I feel like it's the masculine trying to control and do, and the feminine trying to come out. So there's kind of a bit of confusion at the moment.
Yeah.
So
Mm. 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 And what's the learning and reflection through that?
learning that trusting myself a lot more and just going with certain things. It's like my it's just going with the flow. Some things come up, and I'm also like learning, like people are a reflection to me as well. Like this girl that I met, she's so spontaneous, so fluid, careless, it's like messy, like so opposite to me. And then my cousin, who had a really bad, he got into like a fight, and it's like sort of getting into gangs and stuff like that. Ended up coming over, and he spent the whole day with me, and just being and reflecting someone who's so, I guess, tough and trying to be show the front to the world, but then seeing the softer side of him, and like his heart, and he's talking about his family and his little like sisters, like it's like showing me like this front you don't need to put on, and just being yourself and allowing to explore that. And that threw off my plans for the day, but I was like, for some reason I needed to go down this path. So a lot of things had taken me off my track of, I guess, achieving, but I'm trusting it. I'm going down there, but it's just still got that bit of a worry that I'm going too far down, just allowing things to happen.
Mm. 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 Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Mm. 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 Who else want to go next?
I'll go. So, Cruz, I just like, I'm glad we're doing this, because I just realized then that I haven't really had an opportunity to stop and reflect in the last week. Last week's been pretty big for me since our session last Tuesday, because it officially pretty much wrapped up last week on Wednesday with Winning International, the company I've been working for 18 months. And I didn't even realize it was in the last week, and all this crazy stuff has happened. On top of that, like, went to this sexuality temple with Jane, Rod, and Frankie on the weekend. So that was a different experience in itself. My first like sexuality event that I've been to, which was an experience. And just I've just been putting myself out on social media a lot more, testing different, I guess, flavors and energy and vulnerability and stuff like that as well. Just trying to find what my message is and what resonates and what works. I really resonated with what you said, Jay, about this chick that you've been seeing and stuff, because I've been talking to this other chick too, and it's been awesome. And I've just been in flow, and I've just been more present. And you know, I was talking to Jane about her today, and I feel like she's like a reflection of myself. Very similar, like same birth, Aries, same values, like, and it's just, yeah, it's cool. But even on top of that, I've had a lot of tests, like all these, like a couple of women have like sent me like nude pictures and shit, like randomly. And I was telling Jane today, showed Frankie, and you know, a few different, like this chick that's like 35 from work messaged me, want to hang out. Like all these opportunities have been coming up, and I just haven't known if it's a test or not. If I should be with this other chick and just all this stuff. But I'm just really just enjoying myself right now, going with the flow. And even with Frankie today, like I nearly paid someone to do a marketing funnel for me, because I had in my head from like more of a masculine place or ego place that I needed to scale my business this year. I guess it's coming from a significant space to just come out of the company I'm working with and just start hitting my business real hard. But then I was talking to Frankie and I'm like, what's the rush? Why do I need to rush to prove something to people? Like, I'm already enough and I'm already going to make that happen. And I'm just like, I'm making good money through these sales jobs that I'm doing. Like, I can easily make, 200K plus doing that, enjoy myself this year, do master prac, NLP, UPW, heaps of sexuality, just grow myself up, build my program in the background. And then if I want to launch it next year, midway or whatever, like, what's the rush? Why do I need to do it now and put myself in financial pressure and scarcity to do it now to prove something to people when I already know that? So I feel like that's just me slowing down and just getting into the present, where normally I would just put myself in a position and try and launch forward. But I had a similar feeling to Jay, where I was like, do I want to be too present? Am I missing out on kind of pushing forward and growth and getting to the next level by just being in the present moment now and just finding that medium between that? Because it actually feels really good right now. And that's what I said to Frankie, is like, I feel really good. Like, I'm not putting pressure on myself. I'm actually just enjoying having a couple of sleep-ins this week, working from home, going across to the cafes and working from cafes instead of putting all this pressure on myself to work long days like I've been doing in the last, 18 months. So, yeah, that's been my experience. A lot of things are showing up. I've been really calling people out on coming from ego as well. A lot of people in my environment, and I'm picking up on it more, and I'm holding them to a higher standard and just telling them to drop the mask and drop the facade and stuff, because I'm noticing it a lot more in them. And I've noticed a shift in them, and they've actually thanked me, and they're going, yeah, I've been coming from a lot of ego and stuff. And I'm just glad that I'm able to do that, because it's me stepping into my true authentic power, and people, are changed by me leading the way with that example as well.
Yeah.
So a lot's happened last week.
Has there been any resistance, any challenges?
The challenges were just dealing with Ryan and the stress of that at the back end of last week, which now is all good.
Yeah.
It's all been sorted and stuff. I called him out on coming from ego and stuff, and told him to drop the mask. So,
well done.
Yeah, I called him out, and a few other people and stuff as well, and had really authentic, vulnerable conversations. Beautiful. So I felt good about that. There was maybe a little bit resistance, I thought, maybe on the weekend, and how far and how deep I want to go with my sexuality.
Yeah.
I started thinking just about my business and stuff, and do I want to be going to heaps of events and, getting all naked and doing all of that? I started to think that, and not from a fear place, but just a place of, I guess, a boundary place. Is that what I want to do and stuff? Still go and be in the energy and stuff, but not the need to have to go there and, get with a heap of women or, be nude and try and do that, but do it for more of a place for the energy, if that makes sense. So that was one thing that came up as well. But, yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Who else want to share?
Yeah, I can go. It's really been a better week. I've, like Cruz said, I just haven't really had a chance to, well, not a chance, but I just haven't really reflected on the week until sort of today. But I think it was really good. So Friday I did like the weekly exercise, just to really try to sort of tap into some anger, and still found it hard to do it and kind of tap in, but really tried just to sort of focus on, things and instances and people and stuff that's happened in the past, just to try and bring up a lot of anger and a lot of baggage and shit that I've been carrying around for a long time. So, and that was a really good exercise. It was kind of like a workout as well, because I was, I was actually physically doing stuff. to try and get some anger out, and tired myself out pretty much. But
Awesome.
and that felt like it just released a lot of stuff and just kind of freed me up and just it just made me feel lighter and better. So that's really something I need to, because I'm not exercising at the moment. So that's certainly something I want to do moving forward when I'm starting to feel better. But obviously having some kind of sessions where I'm really trying to get some frustration and anger out as well, I think it's going to be really helpful. And yes, and Saturday night, as Cruz mentioned, we went out to the temple night. So, and I hadn't really thought about it leading up because I've been to one before. Probably a bit of avoidance because it's, Jane and I have talked about sort of our boundaries and where we're at, and I'm not totally comfortable in this space because I don't know my own boundaries. I don't know what boundaries I have with Jane in our relationship. So some stuff sort of kind of started brewing on the Saturday in the lead up. We had a really good chat beforehand about boundaries and things. And then I think it kind of left me to be really, a lot freer and open leading into the night because as the example gave, as the example they gave on the night, if you know where your boundaries are, then it's a lot easier just to be free and have fun and not be in your head because you know where your boundaries are, so you're not constantly feel about this and just what's going on, and take away that element of you keeping an eye out to try and check what's going on and checking, how does this fit in this, whatever. It's, if you know yourself, then you can just kind of let go and just be, and then if something does get to coming close to your boundaries, you can identify it quickly. So it was really good. So it was a good night. It was just it was a good free night, and just without any agenda or intention or anything. It was just good to just sort of be and just enjoy it for what it was. Like now it's Tuesday, so I don't know where the week's gone, but but yeah, but like Andrew, your video, I missed the first bit because Jane had it on, but I caught the rest of it, and something that came up for me while I was watching that was a really good post. Your live, something that it reminded me came up for me is when trying to balance, I guess, that masculine feminine energy and thinking, oh, we're learning all this feminine stuff now, I have to be more feminine, I have to be feminine all the time. That was something I think in the beginning, and it really, there's one instance I really remember, because this is when I was doing DE, so we were doing Dancing Eros 4.0. I was embodying the maiden energy, which is the soft, free flowing. It's really quite a vulnerable state because you're so not on the front foot, defending or attacking or whatever, however you want to describe it. It's just very vulnerable. I don't know how you would describe maiden energy, Jane. How would you? It's probably the most vulnerable state, I would think.
Yeah, it is. And it's the most purest state of feminine. Maiden, just to think about, is like, that's when the girl, grow up to sort of in between the girl and the women. So she's sort of in that teenage years when there's most hurt happen in that, because there's no, she doesn't know her boundaries, she doesn't know what's happening. She had this open heart and just allow herself to just be. And that's a pure state of feminine, because it's just a state of innocence. So
yeah, thanks for that. So I was in that state, and they said go out for lunch and stay in this energy. So I went out, and I was dressed like an idiot because I had yoga pants on and Ugg boots, and so it wasn't I was in. So I was open to judgment, I guess is what the phrase is, but I was very in my feminine energy. I was walking out for lunch, and on the way back, I felt I was scared. Like I genuinely felt worried and concerned for my safety because I just felt so in that energy and not ready to defend or respond, or it's hard to explain, but I was so in the energy that I was just so like, I thought, oh my God, what happens if this guy runs at me or this guy? And like, I was just on super like scared alert mode. I was looking out for hazards, looking out for danger everywhere. So it was just real eye opener. One, you know, what it's like to be feminine in that strong feminine energy and look at the world in that way, but also, you know, how sort of tiring and exhausting it was, but also that, you know, it's not about being in this energy all the time. It's just a insight into, you know, when to tap into these energies and when I can use them based on which situation requires them, or my choosing, or whatever's going to work best with people, situations, what the goal is, whatever it is. So it was just, you know, it kind of reminded me of that moment when you were talking, Andrew. So it's, yeah, I was going to kind of live and respond, but I didn't want to, you know, it wasn't about, yeah, it was just what occurred for me. It wasn't a, you know, I didn't want to reflect on what you were saying in terms of, yeah, anyway, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
But it's just really insightful. Yeah. A little bit long-winded all over the place, but that's how I talk when I'm mind-winded.
And was there any resistance, any reflection, Rod, that you want to share?
I was going to journal after the session on Friday, but I didn't. I don't know if it's really. It probably was, I guess, because I wanted to tap more into the sort of negative energies, I guess, and play with it a bit more, and I didn't. And I think, again, it's just kind of, yeah, that hesitant sort of really tap into that vulnerability.
Yeah.
And again, you know, like I kind of said last time, I feel like it's sort of, I'm not quite secure in my masculine energy in order to feel that to fully accept. So yeah, it's a really big insight. So,
Yeah. Thank you.
thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. Just to continue what Rod was saying then, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yep.
Yeah. The reason I did that post is because I feel like our understanding of both the feminine and the masculine is maybe immature or incomplete. So I just feel like, like Rod says, some sort of instability in the masculine, as well as a lack of familiarity with the feminine as well. So it's a challenge on both sides, maybe. Yeah. My experience this week, I feel like I had this expression where it's trying to dig, and I feel like I did that on the day just before we went into the week, where we were like meant to do that last week. So I felt like I was kind of did it ahead of time, and then this week I didn't feel a lot of aggression coming up. I actually had a lot of time out this week because I was technically sick. So I got an infection and I had to basically put all my plans off. And I ended up being fairly active anyway, but it was kind of exactly what I needed.
Mm.
And it speaks to the whole body's intelligence of kind of, if we're not listening to it, it'll force us to stop.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was kind of nice. I didn't have an option. I just allowed myself to do a bit of resting.
Yep.
I was really moved by James.
Yeah.
And his post. That was very, very honest. Wow, really kind of raw. And I think that takes a lot of guts. And I think that did a lot of work for all of us.
Yes.
Just looking at that, it's just what a commitment. That was outstanding. So, I hope to bring myself to the same standard and of just willingness and openness to share and immerse. Yeah, I'm kind of excited as well to see what comes.
Yeah,
because it's pretty epic stuff, really.
Yeah,
it's incredible. Yeah, it's pretty deep work. Very deep work, processing, and it's hard to know exactly how this stuff is going to come up, but it's good and necessary stuff. So yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you, James.
Can we just send some love to James? Even though he's not here, but I just feel like we're all being moved by his. So can we just 1, 2, 3 clap?
Love you, Jamesy.
1, 2, 3.
Clap.
Oh. Say it to James. Cool. Thank you. The Love King, do you want to come share?
What would you like me to share? Because I wasn't sure what happened last week. Well, Crew's inside of me, but it was Unleash week, but that's about it.
No, but for your week, what do you love? What, what's been your resistance, your reflection?
Yeah. I guess for me, it's a little bit same like Jay and Cruz's ordeal. So I've been comfortable, been very comfortable, been looking after myself, taking care, but I'm also making sure I don't get too lost in the sauce, as I like to call it. I don't want to get lost in there. I want to have a great mixture of both, of where I can still hustle, but I still give the time needed. And I've been on both ends. I'm always going from one side, then I'm going to the other, then I'm relaxing too much, and then I'm like not doing enough. And like what Jay was saying I just need to find that really golden mean where I can still get the best of both, as I said. And I think I'm getting better at that, as every week kind of goes on. So that's improving. Some resistance I felt this week. I think I still have so I've got my granddad and my mum and stuff still living here, and they don't know all too much about deep kind of stuff that I do, and I still have resistance around me going crazy, doing my wild woman dance or anything, and then having them hop into the room and then just catching me halfway, half naked for an act. Kind of still freaks me out a little bit because, I think I'm still holding on. I don't know if it's like I care about, because I really feel like I don't care about what they think, but I'm caring about how they're going to take it upon themselves, as me by stepping into my power and shit, like what they're going to think for them. And they're very, maybe I'm generalizing, but my cultures are very not talk about it kind of stuff, hide it in a closet kind of stuff, in a kind of sense. So when it comes down to like, you know, challenges that they might have, like they won't talk about it. So I'm kind of afraid of, and I'm still going to be doing what I'm going to be doing, of course, but I guess this week, if there was any resistance, I did have a little bit of resistance. I was going to do it. It's not like I haven't done my dances or anything, but like down to the full extent, I did feel a little bit of resistance to, you know, opening, and I asked myself why, and I was like, well, you know, like unless, you know what I mean? Like it's almost just like the sexuality work. It's almost like self-development. If no one knows something, if no one knows anything about it, and you just say, you know, you talk about it to someone who doesn't even know anything around self-development, it's like you're bringing them into a world where you're talking hocus pocus, and that's what I'm afraid of, without really dropping down to that level and letting them understand exactly what's going on. I kind of freaked out about them like hopping into a whole world of mine that they have no idea what's going on, and them not being able to just to handle it. Maybe I'm not too sure. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but yeah, if that's any resistance, and that's what I have been running into a little bit of that. It's just, you know, because they're going to eventually find out soon. It's just I'm just trying to figure out the best way to lay it down in a kind of sense, if that makes sense. I'm not too sure, but yeah.
Okay.
I also watched James's video as well. Super powerful. Absolutely love it. So I agree with Andrew. It helped massively. So yeah, it was a big one for him. He's I've known him for like the last year, so it's been absolutely awesome seeing him kind of evolve through his journey. And that was the first time in a long time that I've seen him really crack open to that level. So going back on what Andrew said, 100%. It's beautiful. I think it's amazing. I love it. It draws me closer towards him. I told him that today, so telling him to keep opening it up, because it brings me closer as a bit of as someone that, you know, loves him and supports him. So
James, if you're listening, we all love you. Thank you. I want to quickly share mine, because I feel like the same. I haven't really, you know, sit and reflect on this. What's my week's been? I actually felt like time just gone really fast in the last week, and I had no idea what happened. I wanted to acknowledge myself for like holding this space for not only you guys, but for the women as well, to go through this journey. And I'm blown away by the courage and the heart connection, just like fucking leaning in and feeling, even though it's like fucking scary, like I'm so blown away and so honored. And like through this work, like my heart feels so full, like so full. And yeah, it's also a reflection of myself, of how deep I allow myself to go, so I could hold space. And I love the connection I get to have with people, because if you knew me like 5 years ago, I used to be such surface level, very ego driven, very masculine, very like doing and not so much feeling. And now I feel like I get to actually have a deeper connection with people, like so genuine, so authentic. Like there's no facade. It's just me. And I bring me everywhere I go, and that's so refreshing and so nice to just be like bleh, and feel so loved in that, and I genuinely love what I do so much. And today James called me and he shared like through that live video, like the conversations between him and other coaches at winning, like his clients, like changed dramatically. Like out of the blue, people who he hasn't been able to connect, deeper, like just out of the blue, just call him and go, I really need, to have a conversation with you. And then, like he just have really amazing transformation through that. I think that's just such an honor to witness. And I truly believe that every one of you will get what you need from the course, from the program, and I have no attachments around like the outcomes. It's like, you know, you'll almost like your cherry will pop when it's ready. And, you know, each and every one, you will have the breakthrough that you need through this. And that just allow me to be in a space of life. I don't have to worry about anything, and I can just be, even when I'm facilitating from a space of like, I'm channeling most of the stuff, you know. I don't have to know all the time. I don't have to be, you know, like perfect and got my shit together. I'm just being me, and then whatever need to come through will come through. So good. Yeah, my resistance. I think sometimes I get so caught up in the marketing side of this as well. Like, I know this work is so important, and then sometimes I get into my head and go, how do I fucking market this to the world in terms of what do you get to experience? It's not like I can just pack it and go, there you go, here it is, you know, like, and then my mind clicks in and go, and then I get over analyzing. And so for me, it's just like, I attract people through energy. I could just gotta keep reminding myself that just being is the most authentic form of marketing. And yeah, and of course, you know, you still got to do stuff, but I feel like, you know, that is truest to me at the moment. And, you know, you guys said yes because you've just been seeing me of who I am. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I feel like, yes, universe, you know, work your magic. I'm just being me. So, yeah. Thank you. That's really good. Okay. So, now I'm going to open the floor for Q&A because I just feel like there's so much that we can talk about masculine and feminine, but I would love for you to just like, what do you want to know? Because I then can facilitate easily. And yeah.
What do we want to know about it?
Yeah, masculine and feminine. Yep. What would you like me to share?
Could I ask a question?
Yep, go for it.
So when I was talking about before, right, like with the metaphor of bringing family into like even just self-development, let alone this type of work, which is like, I reckon 5 levels deeper. Have you had any personal experience with, you know, opening up to family with exactly what you do on these deeper levels, even if they have not even touched the drop of self-development? And what has happened? Do you have to drop them in? Do you have to bring them in? Like, not saying that I want to show them that, like, they will eventually see, but I guess I want to get your... Sorry. No, hang on.
Booty call.
It was good. Anyway, I wanted to know if you had any experience, or if anyone else had any experience with, you know, just, you know, this kind of type of stuff. It's just my, like I said, I guess, like I don't have any fear around dropping it in. They eventually will all know. Like, a lot of people will know exactly what I'm doing. It's part of my plans. But I guess I just wanted to ask: have you had any experience kind of doing this yourself with your family, and you know, and then how's that gone? And do you know what's the best way you've gone about it?
Yeah. So with this sort of work, what I found is that I haven't shared with my mum or my dad about sexuality work because they just don't understand, especially coming from a background of like, so sex is so taboo, need to be kept, you know, behind closed doors. Even with personal development, like, I haven't talked about much about it throughout the year. But I started personal development a while ago. But when I tell my mom doing this, and she's like, is it a cold? What's happening? And then I sort of like, okay, this is what I'm doing. You don't have to support it. And then I did my thing. And now she's sort of like supportive. Like, that makes sense. I didn't need her approval.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
this is you know, this is me. I'm doing my thing. But I mean, I sort of kept it. But with sexuality work, I kept it very tight, very close to me. Only certain people know. And the reason for that is there's so much, like, you think of personal development, there's a lot of projections. Yeah. Like, because they bring their stuff in and they think this is what you're doing, it's wrong or whatever. Sex, there's like fucking how many levels of fucking projections. Yeah. So when my mum came out and babysit Ayla, so Rod and I went to Taste of Love, we just doing our thing. Like, we just got an event. And that was it. So mum had a suspicion, but I didn't say anything. And the reason for that is this is still very, like, I'm still, you know, like, I know I've been doing a bit of work with this, but still very new for me. It's almost like it's in the maiden stage. You know, it's not like I'm 20 years in. And, you know, I need to protect her because she's in, you know, very, like, vulnerable place. And also keeping helping, like, also keeping your heart safe as well, so your feminine can still be in deeper processing. So I would say, and this is again from my own experience, is people don't need to know. Yeah. They may have a suspicion.
Can I say something about that? Sorry to cut on you. Yeah. I think I've got a couple of things to say on that. The first thing I would ask is, like, what is it in you that needs to tell them? Like, that resistance that you say, is it embarrassment? I would tune into, like, where it's coming from, or is it something that you need to, like you said, need to prove or something, or tell them? I think that's probably worth questioning. One phrase comes up for me, and that's, we heard the expression, "Don't cast pearls before swine."
Oh, no.
So it's kind of what Jane's talking about now, and that is that if you've got something of value and somebody's not ready for it, doesn't have the capacity to see it, if you're putting that beautiful thing in front of someone who doesn't have the capacity or interest, it can actually devalue that thing, and it can damage it. So there's an element of kind of protection, and I guess that's what Jane means when she says she's in the maiden phase. So we need to, I would say, it's probably good to consider that as well. And also, not everyone is ready.
Yeah.
So with the whole personal development thing, the attitude that I take, it's kind of like, be yourself and do what you do. Some people are going to resonate and they're going to kind of come to you, and the questions come to you. And when that happens, then you fire, and then you can kind of be yourself in that because it's been asked. But if you're trying to, any time in my experience where I've tried to sit someone down and force them to understand something, it hasn't worked well. And it's usually because, like, they're not in a receptive state, or they're just not there, and they may never be, you know. So it's like, I can experience the same thing. Like, sometimes when I'm in a meditative state and someone's there, I can feel my consciousness like tuning into it, and I'm like, I'm getting sucked away from it.
Yeah.
I think so. It is something real that we all have to navigate. But it's a good question. I think we need to protect ourselves, and
I think that's what I'm getting from both of you is, like, the combination of your answers at the moment is just like, you know, protect yourself, look after yourself, and then, you know, when the time is right, I guess you'll know at that time to open up, whether it's them coming towards you or whether it's you going towards them. But I guess, you know, there's no rush into chucking anything out there, because just like what you said before, what was the saying again? Like,
don't cast pearls before swine.
It's an interesting metaphor. That's awesome. I like that.
Also, one thing, Frankie, I don't know if you've heard, you probably have. Danielle Laporte, she's one of the people I follow, and she has this big saying around big open heart, big fucking fence, right? Because it's, you know, we can have such an open heart and we can just go, ta-da! But not everyone everyone gets the right to come into the space. And it's not saying about, like, you know, it's not a judgy thing. It's like our heart or our space is like a temple. Yes, boundaries, temples, you know. And for us, it's like, well, we need to actually allow the right people to come in and respect that temple. Because otherwise, if they come in and trash it, then we get resentment and then we shut down. So it's just something to be mindful of. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. No, it's all great. Yeah, I'm just sitting there thinking about. So yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So in regards to masculine and feminine, light and dark, unhealthy, healthy, what you would like to know? Throw it at me.
I'm keen to explore more understanding the balance, and you're talking about this whole week's about balance and knowing how to tap into that, and when you're in balance and being okay. Because I've even, like, when I've done these sort of things, that when I've been more present, just thinking about it now, reflecting, I've got that sort of guilt.
Yep.
Like, oh wow, I should have been doing something else, even though it was the right thing to do. I feel like there's a bit of guilt or wasted. So we just want to find that balance between going between masculine and feminine.
Yep. It's a really good question. And the fact that I draw the balance card is really funny. I fucking hate the word balance, just saying. Because balance, there's a pre-assumption that everything is like perfect 50-50. You know, when you look at the scale, it's like, it's constantly like in balance, like it's perfect. And when it comes to the world of masculine and feminine, there's no fucking balance. Just saying. It's waves. It's constantly, that's life. Like, that's our heartbeat. There's waves. There's up and down, up and down, up and down. And instead of like trying to get the balance, right, it's like maybe it's just more acceptance of the ebb and the flow. You know, that's just life. And there's also, like, you know, sometimes, you know, you want to hustle, go fucking hustle and do shit. And that's cool. That's awesome. But also there's tuning into your body and what your body needs. And when you just like being really productive in one area, when you rest, you feel like, oh yeah, just me. Does that make sense? So less judgment of either side. Like, if you want to go hustle. Like, that's, I think this is the thing, is like there's such misconception around feminine energy. As in, feminine is like, we're just going to flow and we don't have to worry about the world and that's it. And we think that masculine is bad. Like, that is such bullshit. And I'm against any sort of feminine who think that's life and that's the perfect way to go about life. Like, no, doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. Yeah.
I feel like I've got that point where I'm getting the feeling of not doing anything and just being and meditating and just being present. And it's scaring me. Like, it's scaring me, the fact that that's what I get the feeling that I should be doing and like what I need to be doing.
Yeah.
And it's contradicting everything I believe and everything that I'm doing, like, and how hard I work. It's like, I'm scared to listen to what it's telling me to do.
But maybe, think about it, maybe you can reframe it as in, you spend the last how many years of your life doing and not yet being. So now it's like the scale needs to bring it back to equilibrium. Yeah, it's like, well, you've been in such high life for so long, then maybe you need to experience some downtime. And downtime doesn't mean like in this black hole crying and being miserable. It's just like being present with your body and tuning to that, because that is also very important.
Yeah.
What's the point? Like, to be honest with you, what's the point of getting all this material stuff or success when you're fucking feeling like shit?
Yeah.
I think that's just as blunt as I can put. You know, or what's the point of being in flow yet your mind is constantly beating yourself up because you need to do certain things? You know what I mean? Like, that's not wholeness. That's not sacred union. It's like fucking in self-judgment and criticism.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, and that's, I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I struggle to bring it back to like equal. But I would say is like, you don't have to separate the two. And I think that's where most of our challenges is. We feel like we either need to be all feminine or all masculine. Yeah. You can rest and being present with your body. That's bringing both together. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just gonna finish this. Let me finish this. Yeah. So you can be in majority. So when you're in feminine, spend like time resting and be in flow. Bring presence to that, because present is masculine energy. Like when you bring presence to that, you also integrate the two, right? And when you go hustle, but hustle with heart, hustle with courage. Like bring your feminine with you and listen to the wisdom she has to share in that. Like when you hustle and you feel like, oh, actually my body like feeling's not good, like, and then if you can just stop and go, what is my body is telling me? Or if you're doing a project and you know that's not in alignment, bring her feminine with you and go, my body, my heart, my intuition is telling me about something. And so it's more an integration. And to be honest with you, there's no fucking magic bullet. You just got to be okay with getting it wrong and just do and find that equilibrium for you.
Yeah. Perfect. That's awesome, Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? What else do you want to know?
Frankie had a question.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I was bouncing up on what you said, but you pretty much answered it, because I was just gonna ask, like, no, you pretty much answered it. Like, I think you really like when you said, to pretty much just accept the ups and downs of what's going to come down this kind of part, because there isn't really any bit of a balance, and it's a bit of an integration of, like a bit of like a king and a queen, both actually just being the one thing and the one person or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, you're going to get, one side and you're going to get the other side, because it's what I've been experiencing this week, and I was thinking exactly what Jay was saying, what's the balance? What's the golden mean? But now that you say that, and now that you say, well, and I agree actually, now that I think about it, to have a 50-50 perfect balance is, like with anything in life, it's just like, it can't be perfect. It can't be just, well, I don't know. But from what I know from now, with all the information that I know at this point in time in my life, I start to think of it and I'm like, I actually agree with that, So it's like, there's going to be times where I feel like this. And then there's going to be times where I want to hustle. Then there's going to be times where I just don't want to do nothing. And then there's going to be times, and then I guess it's the okayness of, you're going to be like that. You're going to snake your way through, not snake, I couldn't use that word, but you're going to, work your way up to understanding both sides. And really, I guess the end game is to all of it kind of twist into one, and then become okay with exactly whatever happens. I think if that makes sense. But you answered it with what you said before, so I really appreciated that.
Would it be useful to share a bit more about masculine and feminine, light and dark, and the inner world? Would it be?
Yeah, I have a question, just to like, maybe not even a question, but a comment to allow you to then go into what I think you're going to talk about. So I feel like the dark masculine and the dark feminine is something that is seen as bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's something that's not really understood, but in our culture, like dark is not, it's not something that we're familiar with or you know, allow ourselves to explore. So
Yeah.
I would love you to talk to that.
Yes. I need to break because it's going to be whew. Okay. What I need to share. Okay, so most of us have sort of an association association with masculine and feminine, and we'll have an understanding of what that is for us. Yeah. And most of the time it's very distorted because we live in such a 2D world and not a multidimensional sort of being. We are multidimensional being. It just, we've been told that we either have to be masculine or feminine and we can't be both. Yeah. So this understanding has definitely served me in the past. But for me, it's once I understand that we're multidimensional and there's a light and a dark. So think about this. You've got the surface, which is masculine and feminine, and then you've got the next level, which is the quadrant. So the quadrant will break up into 4. So you've got the light feminine, the light masculine, dark feminine, dark masculine. And then underneath that, then we've got the unhealthy versus the healthy. So let me go. So you've got the healthy light feminine, you've got the unhealthy light feminine, and then you've got the healthy light masculine, unhealthy light masculine, and the same with the dark. Does that make sense? So we're going...
Yeah, you got this 8 of them.
Yeah, yes, 8 of them. So there's so many dimensions, and most of the time we believe that we're only in one dimension. We're missing out all the rest of the other spaces that we play in. So let's talk about light and dark first. Yeah. So usually light, feminine, it's like very maiden energy, very soft, very sensual, very goddess. So it's sort of like very nurturing energy, very, what's the other word? Goddess.
Soft.
Yeah, soft. Essentially,
Pure.
it's that pure, innocent, pure, all that is quite light. Yeah. And then you've got the light masculine is, I know how to explain it better. So in fairy tale, we have the princess, which is the light feminine. And then we've got the hero or the prince that rescue. Yeah. So you've got that light masculine energy.
Yes.
And then you've got the evil mother or the evil queen. Yeah, which is a darker energy, which I'm not saying that is the way, but it's been associated with the dark energy. And if you've got the dark masculine, usually like it's the evil king or the huntsman, not the huntsman, the evil one. What's it called? The bad guy, just the bad guy. Yeah. So that's been generally what we believe to be true. Yeah. And so most of the time, men associate women or feminine with the princess. I have to come and rescue her. She's soft, she's vulnerable, she's feminine. And feminine used to be just that. That makes sense what I'm saying so far?
Yeah.
This is very distorted view. And so even though guys these days, they don't want to feel like they rescue the women, because sometimes women, when they're supposed to be being princess, are quite fucking high maintenance, right? But there's this innate thing in men that feel like they need to be the hero. They need to be the light masculine to like, I fucking got to do this. I need to protect her. That's just such warrior energy. Yeah. And that's innate in a lot of men. Yeah. I'm talking gender because it's easier to just break down in gender for now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
And then you've got, and then when we look at women who like, when she gets angry and raging and like all this negative energy, we associate with that is bad and go, that's a fucking crazy bitch. I got to get away from that because that's being associated with the, the evil queen or the evil mother. And men fear that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense what I'm saying so far?
Yep.
And so when women goes into that energy, men often don't know what to do. Should I kill her? Should I leave her? You know? And then there's the darker energy, which men feel so afraid and shit scared to go to, which is a darker masculine. So darker masculine energy in our modern society, a lot of that has been associated with sexual predator or criminal. Like mainly a lot of that energy is in the sexual energy. It's a lot of taking, like fucking ego driven, selfish bastard, like just take without the care for others. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense what I'm saying. And our society, unfortunately, has been living predominantly on the darker energy. With society going, what's happening in the world as collective at the moment, a lot of that is the whole Me Too. Fucking that came out. Yeah. So that, I hope that explains what I'm saying. But the thing about when we live in one dimension, whether women going, I need to be like fucking princess, look this pretty, whatever that feel like or look like for them, they also limit themselves in terms of missing out on the darker energy, which where the potency, this is where we talk a lot about shadow, right? We live in one dimension, everything else under the shadow and the surface. We have a surface projection or the facade, the mask we put on. This is what I look like in the outside world. And we miss out on the whole lots of other stuff underneath that we haven't yet discovered. Yeah. It makes sense. So you see a lot of people like, if you hear a lot of sex workers, they will tell you a lot of men in power, like in dark energy, they also want to experience like being dominated in the bedroom because they need an outlet for that somewhere. We have to. Yes. So for a lot of people in very high pressure environment, very ego driven dark energy, like hustling all the time, I guarantee you there's an outlet for the feminine somewhere. Either it's through sex, through alcohol, shopping sometimes, drugs, porn, you name it. Yeah. We can't live in one dimension. There needs to be an outlet somewhere else.
When you say we, do you mean women or do you mean people?
Both, all people, humanity. We think that we put a mask on and we go, yep, I'm just going to do that to the world. But our unconscious mind, like we think we can selectively live our lives. Yeah. But it will come out through different areas of lives.
What you're describing sounds like an unhealthy relationship. It's like you have this energy built up and instead of healing your relationship with your partner, you kick the dog. It comes out somewhere.
And it happens so often though. Like I know a lot of men use, sex in terms of even relationship, sex, porn, alcohol, drugs. Sometimes at work is their outlet for the built-up energy that haven't yet been expressed. And I'm not saying any of that is bad. There's no judgment. It's just, for me, it's like looking at that and go, how can I do it healthily? Does that make sense? So there's and then we talk about the unhealthy and healthy. But so far you with me with a light and a dark. There's such distortion around light is good, dark is bad, and it's not fucking true. Yeah.
So how is the dark masculine and feminine? That picture you've painted of
Yeah.
and of the dark masculine, it seems
bad.
It seems bad.
Yeah.
But I think what you're trying to say is that it's about integration and that that coming together creates the strongest version of the individual. That's my interpretation.
So I'll share maybe context of how each of that can be healthy and each of that can be unhealthy.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's go unhealthy first. Go dark first. So dark masculine, where it's unhealthy, it's like fucking taking energy. There's no caring of other people. It's just like, I'm going to fucking do this because it suits me, right? And the dark god around it is Pan energy. So in ancient time, in mystical Rome, it's Pan is half human, half goat, half human, half god. Yeah. And he literally had this penetrating energy. Yeah. And what he does, he just feel like humping all the nymphs. So he just go around, just hump and just fuck all the nymphs. And he go, okay, done. I'm all good now. And so what happens with that is it's good in mystical sort of, right? But when it comes to society, a lot of that energy is still here, and it's happened through like, even not, I'm going extreme where I talk of sexual predator, but even in relationship, we still have that. Because a lot of the time, like, guys can be selfish and they don't realize that actually this woman is still here with me. It's like fucking without connecting. It's like fucking and no aftercare. Hey, there's no checking in of, hey, how you feeling? Is it good for you? How can I make you feel better? It's all like me. Yeah, so that's quite unhealthy, and that's in our modern society. There's no checking in, there's no aftercare. And then there's the dark version of the feminine, which is so Lilith or Kali. So talking about Lilith, she used sexual energy to lure men in to kill. She can have sex with them and just kill them. So just like that, again, it's like the intention's been used for this darker energy. It's all about what's in it for me. There's no consciousness. There's no love. Yeah.
Is it destructive?
Yeah, very. Because you think about women, like if she just lure all the younger guys in, think about like more cougars, right? And it's Lilith energy. They just lure all the guys in, and it's all about her and not him. And like the guy can be heartbroken because he fell in love with this mature woman, and she's like, yeah, whatever. He's one of my prey. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How can a man be a feminine, unhealthy, dark?
Let me just, I'm going gender because it's easier. No, it's all good. But if we can just keep like one layer at a time, it's just easier to understand, yeah?
Cool.
Okay, what I'm saying. So the dark, yeah. So the way to bridge this gap for the dark energy, so think feminine and masculine, is all intention, consciousness, and love. That's how you bridge it. If you've been living in this dimension where it's all about taking, it's all about you, then bring in more consciousness, bring in more love, bring in more like awareness. And that's how you bridge it, like how you bring more light into the dark and make it healthier. Like, don't get me wrong, how's a healthy dark masculine can work out? Relationship-wise, sexual energy, yeah? If a man know when to take and when to give, that's fucking sexy. Just saying.
Yeah.
A women, like, one of the deepest desire of a feminine, and I'm saying women, is to be able to surrender at free fall. And I'm telling you this, and trust me, I've seen that enough through relationship coaching. Women want a fucking free fall. And
what do you mean by free fall?
Free fall is they want to feel. You go.
Yeah, they want you to create a space where they can let go completely.
Got ya.
So you can lead,
Yeah, got ya. And it's the holding, the safe space. It's like if you can just create the space to hold, and they can just free fall in terms of surrendering both emotionally, physically, sexually, like at all levels. If they can do that, fuck that. It's you know what? You will have the best relationship for life if you know what to give to the women. Know when to give and when to take.
Is that the dark, healthy, feminine?
Masculine.
Feminine, masculine.
Yeah.
So the dark, healthy, masculine.
Yes. When to take.
Is that Pan? Was that Pan's brother?
No. So, unfortunately, there's not many actually like God that's actually healthy around the dark, because it's been associated with a lot of negativity. But the essence of that is there. Like when, so that's sexually, that's relationship talking, like just when to take and ravish with love. Yeah. The word love and consciousness needs to be there. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
Because if you take for the sake of taking, she will feel fucking abandoned. One of the deepest fear of the feminine is being abandoned. And she will keep fucking testing you. After all, I do that all the time. Do you love me? You know, you sure? Am I too much? But women in general, feminine, will test you. It's not because they don't trust you. It's just this innate thing of like feeling like we have DNA in our body of thousands of years of stuff. So half the stuff that come through is not just like our childhood. We've got thousands of years of abandonment issues. And so women, one of the deepest fear of women is being abandoned. And one of the deepest fear of the masculine is losing freedom. Go figure. Yeah, so if a woman can give a man freedom, fuck, he's in for life.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
100%.
Yeah, now you know. Now you know. What am I talking? So healthy dark masculine. Got that. So in the context of work, like we talk sexually, relationship, but in the context of work, where dark masculine in this life, fucking like potent truth, like truth bomb, but not from ego place. It's from heart place. That makes sense what I'm saying? It's like he can cut through bullshit. Like he's like severed on the bullshit. Anything that's ego, he'll just cut that through. So bring dark masculine in is where you want to bring truth into your life. Does that make sense?
Like Cruz was doing.
Yeah.
Yep. Just like
Which one?
The healthy.
What was I doing?
Yeah. Bring truth with heart.
In what?
Bringing truth with heart into your life and with conversation with people.
Cutting through the ego.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because the ego is what played in the unhealthy dark masculine. Does that make sense? He's mainly driven by ego, but when you bring love in, that's when you bring like the lighter essence of who he is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. And then healthy dark feminine. Yeah. So when you know there's a sexy woman that owns her body, owns her sexuality, and doesn't use it to her advantage. That makes sense. It's just like she's so comfortable being in her body and she owns it, but she doesn't use it as a weapon. That makes sense. Yeah. And also when you both of the dark masculine and feminine, like when like same, I talk about anger a lot in the Unleashed Week. People think anger is bad, but I'm like, fuck, when you release anger healthily, it's sexy, man. Like you don't have to then project it on people. Yeah. So both with the masculine and feminine, when there's an anger attached to this energy because in the past been really hurt. Yeah. So one of the goddess also around the dark feminine is Medusa. And if I don't know if you know a story about Medusa. So originally she was the maiden and she fell in love with, I've got the god's name. She fell in love with the god, and then one of the goddess found out and she cast a curse on Medusa and turn her into this one with the snakes, and then use her beauty as weapon. Yeah. So there's a lot of anger with the dark energy. So if you hold on to, and all of you have got all of this within you, just saying. And then it's now like, oh, which quadrant am I playing? Am I doing unhealthy or healthy? You all have this within yourself. Yeah. So far.
Question.
Yep. Go.
I was wondering if you had some kind of like diagram. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like some kind of thing where it's like dark, healthy, feminine, and dark, healthy, masculine, and just like I'd actually love to see like catch myself to know which quadrant I am in at certain times, just to make myself more familiar.
I would do so. This like just do a quadrant of 4, and then within the quadrant.
Yep.
So the top is on the light, yeah.
Yep.
Down is on the dark.
Yep.
Yeah, and then top left is feminine, so light feminine, and then the opposite. So top right is masculine.
Yep.
Yeah. Bottom left is feminine. Bottom right is masculine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then within those within each of the little quadrant, the quarter, just split into half. And then you got healthy and unhealthy.
Got ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That made sense for me as well.
Yeah, I think visually, yeah. You can split in half across or diagonally, whatever that works. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then so I'm talking about dark. Are we clear on the dark so far? Is there anything we want to ask about the darker bottom? Healthy, unhealthy?
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, let's go up light.
I think if I can just comment on that, like, I think it's definitely a hard concept for us to get our head around, because we are constantly raised in our culture to be the good boys, right? And we're taught we're rewarded for a certain type of energy, and that type of energy is not the dark energy. Like
no.
Our mums raise us to be, certain types of people, and it's a lack of understanding. They're raising us to how they would like in their mind how a husband to be.
Yes.
Like, what do I want? I want him to be kind and loving and all this sort of stuff. But really, like at a deeper level, he wants other stuff as well.
Yeah.
But she doesn't tell that to her child boy.
Yeah.
So it's actually, and I'm in like the dating niche as well. So like I kind of delve into this a little bit, but there's a lot of stuff that's not really spoken about, and the dark side is.
Yeah. And so this is where you hear this a lot, right? You hear women taking like, I want a man that's so connected, like that's so emotionally available for me. He just so like Mr. Nice Guy. So really good, really nurturing, protective. At the same time, like he know when to take, like he know how to ravish me, like,
exactly,
like push me up against the wall and take.
But mum doesn't tell you about that.
No.
Yeah. That's so good.
So that is really interesting. Same with guys. Like, fuck, you guys, trust me, you guys want a woman that's like nice and beautiful and innocent and soft and sensual. Sometimes like she need to be like also very sexy and sexual. She knows like how to lure and like seduce you. Like, we have fucking projections all the fucking time. Yeah? Like, she needs to be, it's the Madonna whore. If you know that concept? It's like she needs to be, like, you want to be able to fuck her, like someone you can fuck and have fun with at the same time you want to marry her. Like, that's concept of like both in one human being. And it's possible, but there's a lot of fucking expectation. Same with women. We do that all the time. Oh my God, I just feel like I'm just hitting a spot with you guys. But that's
Frankie wants the whole ice cream shop.
yeah.
You're hearing the music.
Yeah.
Mr. Polyamorous.
Yeah. But this the thing is like, it's not that the women is impossible, but a lot of the women learn to be one or the other. They either be the good girl, which, you know, our mums taught us to be, which is easy. And then at the same time, when they hit a certain stage and go, oh, you know what, good girl doesn't get attention, so I'm going to be like slutty. I'm going to show my boobs and I'm going to show my body and use that. And they get attention. They actually get power through that. But then they feel like, what's wrong with me? Why don't guys love me? Why don't they want to marry me? Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that. So the light energy. So a lot of it is associated with sensual and soft, and that's beautiful. That's healthy. The unhealthy light feminine is fucking people pleasing, attention seeking, doormat, victimizing, blaming, shaming. Like, what can I say? You probably have seen those women before. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And then on the opposite end, which is the light masculine, he's doing what's right. You know, he's the protector. He serves the planet. He's doing with integrity, doing the right thing. He's nice and like he's Mr. Nice Guy. But a lot of time women, you know, want the nice guy and then the demon. Like,
exactly.
Yep. And so the unhealthy kind of that is also a lot of like trying to please. You know, so what's missing, I think what I'm saying is what missing with the light energy is fucking boundary.
Yeah.
You don't have fucking boundary. And so it's a lot of like giving to get energy versus the darker, it's like taking. Yeah. So if the darker energy need consciousness and love and awareness, then the lighter side need fucking boundary, like clear boundary. Don't take on people's shit and fix just because you can. Yeah. And so let's imagine like, now let's talk polarity. So relationship, more specific relationship. So imagine what would happen if a light feminine get into a relationship with dark masculine.
Dominated, submissive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that would probably be a dependent relationship, I would say.
Yep.
Codependency. Because they're both imbalanced in opposite directions.
Narcissist, codependent.
Yep. Can you see it?
Yep. There'd be a lot of sexual stuff.
Yeah. She'd be like fucking ravish, and she fucking like this is why you see a typical abusive relationship happen all the fucking time. Like the women can't leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the nice girl dates the other.
Yep. It's the bad boys archetype. Yeah. Yeah. And then now think about what would happen if the light masculine get in relationship with the dark feminine.
Manipulated.
What else?
Walked all over, like giving everything, like giving your freedom away in a sense.
Yep.
Doing everything, doing everything for her, like worshipping.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what will she think of this?
Not good enough.
She has control. She takes everything in that kind of sense, or.
Yep. She
She
owns
loses
him.
respect for him.
Yep,
Mhm.
that's a big
Yeah.
one. Yep. So I'm sure a
was that?
lot of you, she loses respect for him.
Yeah.
Yep. So think about it. Have you guys been in a relationship like that before, where you're being so nice and trying to please the women that she sort of get bored of you?
Yeah.
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 I haven't had girlfriends, but I've seen girls. I've seen girls that I've ran into that.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. Dated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
And now think about what's it be like if if the light feminine and the light masculine get together.
Boring.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they would both be like, they're both in the light feminine, and so there's I don't know, maybe it's not, what Cruz is saying, it's not exciting or anything. It's both,
Very polite.
yeah, maybe they don't talk about exactly, the dark side of things that are happening indoors, so they keep it shut because it's so, I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm right there or not, or.
Yeah. You've probably seen couple
safe.
who, yeah, very safe. So you've probably seen couple who, or heard of couple who's been together and it's just like they marry for the love but not the sex. Like they marry and they stay together and they're happy to not have the passion, and it's like very missionary, like, oh, let's just get it on, done, you know? Yeah, and that's not exciting. And so now think about what would happen if the dark feminine and the dark masculine get together.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's like just wild.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I like it.
yeah.
Mm.
Sex in public. Everywhere.
Oh, Jay, mate, you calm down.
Straight away.
Yeah. But how sustainable?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's volatile.
Yeah.
Mm.
So just as we run through this, can you see where most of relationships sort of like the problems are?
Yeah.
So either, if you're the nice guy and because what happened is polarity attracts, yeah? Yeah. And it just means that, like, what happened is, you want that polarity because it's also missing in you. So you tend to attract that. And you go, oh, this is really exciting. And then go, oh, shit. Because it's not sustainable when you stick it outside. We can't control.
Hey, can I ask you a question, Jane?
Yep, go for it.
Would you know where all of us kind of really, is there kind of like a certain area where you're naturally kind of pulled towards, or you would know that all of us kind of hang in, or if that makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get you to kind of
Everyone's
where
different.
all that. And also I just want to know, like, are we usually like born a certain kind of trait, or do we kind of, or does all our influences depend on how that comes up and how we're brought up?
Yeah. So when we were born, essentially when you assign a gender, you also be more predominantly with an energy, because that's how we've been taught that men need to do this, men need to play with cars and all that stuff. So we're sort of missing that feminine energy. And same with women. We're supposed to play dolls and dress a certain way, and we need to look after our looks and appearance. So we're also missing the other parts of ourselves. Yeah. And it just, to be honest with you, this is where we're coming back to wholeness, is because it's tiring. It's a tiring game to search for that outside. Rod and I, we've been in a relationship for close to 10 years now. And in the beginning, like, because you don't know, in the beginning was like, oh yeah, I'll meet your needs and you meet mine. But then what happened is there's a lot of expectation get thrown around. So there's resentment built up. We were literally at a stage where we're in separate bedrooms because it was like, what the fuck? Yeah. And it's tiring. And so that's why I started this whole, well, what I call movement is when we realize that what we seek is also within us and bring that back to equilibrium, we release so much attachment and expectation for the other person to show up in our lives. Can you imagine being with women when you can just be fucking yourself? You can just turn up and she'll be like, yep, I'm all good. I'm taking care of my needs. How much room can you breathe with that? Do you know? And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. Ron and I had moments we're like, fuck, resentment, projection. But I'm so aware of that now. I'm like, okay, that's my shit. Taking that, owning that, dealing with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that is how I truly believe conscious relating needs to happen in this society, because there's so much of giving to get, and I'll do this, given you do that. It's tiring, so tiring. Yeah. So far, we all clear on that?
Yeah, that was really awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's move into individual. So now we're clear on that. So there's also the deeper layer, which is we all have all of this within us. Yeah, the masculine and the feminine. And you probably hear a lot, or maybe you haven't. You hear divine. Yeah, divine masculine, divine feminine, or the sacred masculine or sacred feminine. Whatever. Both the same. Yeah? So that just means that you integrate both all in one quadrant. Like you integrate the light and the dark together. And yeah. And then you hear the sacred union, which is integrating both masculine and feminine within one body, one human being. That's called sacred union. I think, yeah, that's the goal. That's what I'm on this path for. Yeah. So it's coming back to wholeness. And because what happened is you hear this a lot and we don't know where that come from. Like, oh, I'm looking for my better half. Yeah. Or he completes me. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Because as women, we stick with that masculine outside. For us to feel complete. And for men, you stick for that feminine outside. So, yeah, so when we bring it back into union, we then feel like, breathe. We're just like, oh, yeah, that's cool. I'm just me, coming back to wholeness. It's just me. Has anyone got there yet? I'm not too sure. To be honest with you, this is a lifelong journey. Yeah. And it's not means that they're perfect and they're like, I just truly believe that this is the ability to call in those aspects of yourself as you need to show up in life, and release attachment of other people around you. Yeah. And it's to your best ability, of course, because you're not God.
I also love setting the intention. Like if you choose your life to be dedicated, your intention is to go and to find and go down that journey. That's where you get the lessons, the people, the experiences you need to become and to embody that. But without the intention, there can be no journey.
Yeah. And one of the key thing about this, and I strongly recommend you all to take on, is start looking at everyone around you as a reflection of the parts of you that you need to love. The people that trigger the fuck out of you, the people that you feel like, oh, I'm not too sure, I need to stay away from that person because I don't like that person. Lean the fuck in. Because that just aspects of yourself you need to love.
What about if you're curious and attracted to it?
Yeah, go for it. it's what I say is that there's a push and the pull. If you feel like, oh, you want to really pull away from that person, like lean in. If you feel neutral, then you feel neutral. If there's a push and a pull, lean in, because it will really show you aspects of yourself to love. And you guys, and most of you guys have been so living in in strong masculine that you then feel like you will need to search for a feminine outlet somewhere in your life, right? Whether it's through relationship, through sex or porn or alcohol. I don't know. You tell me. Yeah? Am I correct in saying this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like, yeah, you go.
Another thing on that is something that came for me is when I started getting real awareness around this stuff and understanding it, I could see why I was being attracted to women and certain women and what is it about them, but why am I attracted to a person? And it's often because it's something I'm missing within myself.
Yeah.
But there's also power in it, because you start to realize, you can be attracted to people and realize something you're missing. It doesn't necessarily mean you're attracted to them because you want to be with them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And there can be real power in that, because it kind of feels like, okay, because I was like Mr. Nice Guy for ages, friend zone for ages, and I'd always be attracted to these women and not get anywhere with them. And it would just get me so down. But then I started getting these insights. It's like, oh, I'm just attracted to her because she's got, a strong energy, or she's in maiden or whatever. And it didn't have to mean anything. And being rejected by them or not have to go anywhere didn't an insight for me that there's things that I'm missing, or I'm just attracted to them because they're displaying aspects that I'm craving within myself.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah. And I also say that it's, given, many of you are single, you're probably thinking, fuck, how do I then get a woman who's like all in divine, like
Tell us, Jane. Tell us the secret recipe.
liked attracts liked, and you hear this all the time. Yeah. So make it your intention to come back to union first. Whatever you look for outside, fuck, you got to do that first. Be the change that you seek in the world.
Awesome.
Yeah, cool. So before we wrap, any other questions? I really want to do a quick meditation. Yeah, before we wrap up. So any other questions? Last call. Go for it, Frankie. I know you want to.
Oh no, it's all right. It's all good. There's a couple of just small things. If it's nothing too big, I might hit you up after, or maybe tomorrow.
No, seriously, ask, because I'm sure people want to know too.
I think I just wanted to. We've been over a lot tonight, and I especially love the stuff around the healthy and unhealthy, light feminine and dark feminine. I just wanted more clarity around just like getting to know that more, because I really
activities to get to know.
You want examples? I think he wants examples.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I just want to write it like I said. I just want to write it all down tomorrow or something. I just like more clear. Like I'm getting the process. I just like need to lay it down more and more and more, because I love it and I just want to understand it a lot more. I haven't fully grasped all of it yet. It's just a lot to take in.
Yeah. You sure you want to know? Because then now there's more to take in.
Well, that's why I think I might hit you up tomorrow and just like take a step right now, and then we'll get into the meditation and then finish the session off, because it's been a good session. I've loved it. Absolutely.
Chunked out.
I would suggest for you all to actually have a reflection on this, because you, even though now you just you rely on me to feel like, oh, give me an answer, but like, fuck, you have the answer within you.
Yeah.
That's a powerful one.
Yeah.
Reflect on this and go, where's in my life have I seen this playing out? Who in my life currently playing this? Yeah. Like you see it all the time. Like, and it's okay to just you know, have a go and be wrong. Yeah. But I would encourage you to share the reflection, because there's so much gold in here that when you share with the group, and like you'll get the answers you need, as well as you also give people the answers that they need. We're all co-creating and we hold the piece of the puzzle together. Yeah. Yeah. I would say is do the week exercise, the modules exercises that I share with you, just you can connect deeper with your masculine and feminine, and through there you will find the answer you need. Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
Done.
All right. Okay, meditation. Whew. All right. I know we've been in headspace. I just want to maybe just shake it up a little bit, like
Yeah.
oh,
That's like
shake. Whew. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Just take 3 deep breaths for me. Oh. You will probably need pen and paper for this exercise. Yeah. Or you can use your phone, or just pen and paper for this. All right. Just keep relaxing, keep breathing. When you're ready, just close your eyes. Oh. If you feel like you need to adjust your body so you feel more comfortable, go do that. And as you take each breath, notice how much that relaxes you even more. Yeah. Wherever you feel like there's tension or there's like resistance, just send some love there through your breath. If there's a part of your feminine that doesn't feel as safe, just put your hand there. Like, could be your heart, could be your stomach, or it could be your sexual sex area. Just put your hand there and just reassuring her that she is safe. Yeah. Just breathe deeper. Yeah. Yeah. Just use your voice as a way of letting go. And this is where you call in your unconscious mind to support you. Yeah. Often we feel like we need to know everything and to remember everything, but our unconscious mind takes in everything and is stored in there. So just really trust and allow your unconscious mind to just hold what it needs to hold and capture what it needs to capture. So you can just feel like you just really support it through this. Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on a little adventure of our own. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count to 3. And as the count of 3, what you're going to see is there's a door in front of you. And this door will open to the whole new world deep inside your unconscious mind. Yeah. And at the count of 3, I want you to open the door and walk through that door. Yeah. 1. Just keep breathing deeply as you go deeper into your unconscious mind. 2. Allow your breath to guide you deeper. And 3, just open the door to unconscious mind, to the world. It's so exciting and fun and full of mysteries. Right in front of you is just this big, beautiful forest. And as you step foot into the forest, just notice what's around you. Just notice how solid the ground is. Yeah, like quite solid. Notice how supported you are on this ground. And if you feel you can, like, you know, just sit down, touch the ground and smell the earth. Yeah. This is the essence of the divine feminine Mother Earth, of how much life force she gives to us. And how connected we are with her as we put our hand into the earth. Yeah. And how nurtured we feel. And think about how much she created in our life. Yeah. Everything around you is created through the divine feminine. And now what I want you to do is just look up into the sky and see how beautiful the sky is. How limitless. And that's a representation of the divine masculine. And feel into that energy. Let him show us that the sky is the limit. You can just be anything and anyone you want to be. That he gave us the inspiration, the dream, the vision, the purpose. Yeah. And now what I want you to do is take a few steps into the forest, knowing that you have Mother Earth supporting you and Father Sky, the Divine Father, guiding you. Yeah. As you walk deeper into the jungle or the forest, just notice how you feel in your body. Yeah. Just remember to breathe. That each breath will take you deeper into the journey, give you more joy and relaxation. As you walk deep into the forest, you see in front of you, there's 4 doors, which represent aspects of the masculine within you and the feminine within you. What I want you to do is just to open the first door, and it's just the world of the light feminine. Mm. Mm. As you enter that door, you see a woman in white or a girl in white. And I want you to come closer to her. Yeah. Mm. 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 What I want you to do is get a pen and paper out and allow your unconscious mind to guide you to answer these questions. You may choose to not write anything down and journal later, entirely up to you. So the first question is, what do you see about your light feminine? What does she look like? What do you notice about her? And just trust your unconscious mind to guide you with whatever visualization or images or symbol that you see. Yeah. The second question is, what is your relationship with her? How often do you call her in? How often do you access her? And keep breathing through this. And notice what emotions come up for you as you are here in her presence. Okay, next question is, what message does she have to share with you? And the last question is, what message do you want to share with her? Just allow your unconscious mind to guide you with the answers. Once you've done that, just thank her. You can do a bow, a hug, shake hands, whatever that might be. Just thank her for the wisdom, the magic, the beauty that she brings. And then now just walk back to the door and close it behind you. Now we're going to the second door. Oh, keep breathing. The second door is the world to our dark feminine. I want you to open the door and walk in. You will see a woman dressed in black. I want you to come closer to her. What does she look like? Hmm. What is your relationship with her? Hmm. Notice what emotions come up for you when you're in her presence. Are you afraid? Are you scared? Are you excited? Mm. And how often do you access her? Hmm. Hmm. Now I want you to ask her, what message does she have for you? Mm. Mm. Keep breathing and trust whatever comes up in your mind is what you need to know. No judgment, just be. And now, what message do you want to share with her? Mm. Now, thank her for the wisdom, the mysteries that she brings. You can do it with a bow, a hug, or whatever exchange you want to share with her.
Thank you.
And walk back to the door and close it behind you. Now we're going to open door number 3, which is the world of our light masculine. Just open the door and walk in. And as you walk in, you see a man in white. And just come up to him. Just notice what he looked like. And just notice what emotions come up around him. And notice what's your relationship with him like. How often do you access him? What message does he have to share with you? And what message do you want to share with him? Hmm. 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 Now I want you to thank him, maybe with a bow or hug. Hmm. And then walk back to the door. Close it behind you. Last, we come into the world of the dark masculine. When you open the door, there's a man in dark, like black clothes. Come closer to him and notice, what does he look like? Notice what emotions come up for you when you are in his presence. What's your relationship with your dark masculine? How often do you access him? And what message does he have for you? Feel into that. Keep breathing. And then what message do you want to share with him?
Trust yourself. Now, once you've done that, just thank him for his presence, his truth, the wisdom that he shares. Once you've done that, just walk back to the door and close it behind you. You find yourself staring at the 4 doors. What we do is just say thank you to the wisdom of the world, the masculine and feminine. And just remember that these doors are always open for you when you choose to. And you can go in there anytime, at any moment. You can call upon their wisdom, their power, the mystery, truth. They are there to guide you. They're not your enemies. They are your ally on this path of wholeness, coming back to union.
And just notice that sometimes that their wisdom comes in the most bizarre way possible, through people or events or, you know, circumstances that might trigger you, just because they want you to listen more, tune in more, reflect, heal, and love. Now I want you to walk back to the door that you came in. Yeah. And before we go back to our conscious world, and just notice what message the divine masculine and feminine want to share with you. Yeah. And just notice that within yourself, within your unconscious mind, is a whole universe. You are one with humanity. You are one with the universe. And as you make a shift or a change within yourself, you also contribute to the collective change. What do you look for is not outside, but within you. Please say things to Mother Earth and Father Sky. I'm going to count to 3, and at the count of 3, I want you to open the door and walk back to our conscious world. Just take what you need, and trust that everything else that you need is also here wherever you want to access it. 1. Let this breath be, you know, the guidance for you moving forward. 2. Let the divine feminine bring you with more flow and joy and happiness and more adventure into the world. And 3, let the divine masculine guide you forward with love and consciousness. And just take your time to open your eyes. When you're ready, slowly. Welcome back. Oh, what a journey. How was that? Anyone want to share any learning, any realization, any ahas?
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Just share one big one for you.
Mine was just the fact that the dark parts, they're not evil, and that I hold back on them because they're perceived as bad or evil, but I have control.
Yeah.
And I can trust in bringing them out and giving love to it, those parts.
Beautiful. Thank you.
I realized for me, I had actually had a very lot of realizations, and I think that the biggest thing for me is I've realized that I've been suppressing areas without me, yeah, I kind of knew, but I kind of didn't know, but I kind of knew. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, I've realized through this, I've actually been really suppressing certain parts of me. Even though I feel like I am doing them, I feel like I haven't been going full out with letting those kind of other parts of me out.
Yeah.
Whether it's due to not showing them enough love, whether it's, you know, not giving it them the time or the space or what it needs to understand this side more. But yeah, I've realized just like in certain areas, not like all bad or all good, just like certain areas I can definitely give more love and more energy to, and I can see where it's going to really affect me in a very good way later on down the track, because yeah, I feel like I've just been suppressing certain areas.
What parts are you suppressing, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I think one of like, so when I was doing the light feminine, the message I kind of got from her was love me more. And the message I kind of wanted to give her was I am here. I don't know why that kind of popped up, because when I thought of the light feminine, it was caring, it was loving, it was smiling, it was beautiful, it was a goddess, it was angel, it was like a mother caring archetype type. And then I'm like, but I am that, am I? But then I remember, Jane, you called me out a couple weeks ago because I was getting externally, which is good, like challenged me externally, because I was seeking exactly that in someone else. And I was seeking that in a relationship opposed to me finding it within me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's where I kind of just realized, I'm like, all right, like, you know, firstly, the fact that I can go to there now, to those doors, and even like the fact that you've created that space in my mind with Father Sky and Mother Earth, which I have heard before, but in the way that you've done it is like created a bit of a pathway for me to access this again a lot more if I need to. I think it's the fact that I've kind of like starting to build a bridge to those kind of separate areas, which the bridge might have been fallen down or whatever. That was one of the, that was one of that's probably the main area. There's, you know, there's the other areas as well, but not as the light feminine, I feel like, is the area I need to work a lot more on myself anyway. That's for me.
For me, I think the main thing was just, the main experience for me was letting go and just being and trusting. And even the experience of the meditation, like I'm pretty tired as well, and I kind of went in and out of that meditation, but it's just the whole experience of allowing it to happen and knowing that subconsciously I was taking it in. And even like for me, I can watch this like again later on, but just for me, it's just allowing and trusting in myself was probably the biggest takeaway for me.
Andrew?
I think the messages I got from each of the four were the most significant parts. I felt more familiar with one of them in particular.
Same.
The light masculine.
Yeah.
Same.
And the others were a lot more foreign.
Yeah.
So it was almost as if they didn't know I was there at all, and kind of so away, and I was in the presence but not even there. And then as soon as I asked, what can you tell me? It's like, you know, like I'm here. And I'm like, whoa, yeah. So that was maybe to develop that relationship further. Maybe that's
it's so funny that you say that, man, because that's exactly seriously what I've got for myself. My light masculine saying, Like, it's funny because all my other areas say, you know, let me out, love me more, or give me more. Like, it's wanting more. And then the only person that I feel a lot more connected with is my light masculine, says, give love to the others, which is really weird. It's like, you're giving me all this love here, but you got your brothers and sisters over this side that aren't receiving all of that, and they're crying out for it. And that's, I feel like, just bouncing off what you were saying, Andrew, is exactly what I've got for myself in my areas as well. So it's crazy. Yeah.
Well, Frankie, you asked me before, you know, how, like, what do I identify yourself in? And I didn't want to answer that question.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it. Because you said, you said it. I'll have to answer myself, and found it.
Yep. Rod, you want to share anything?
Yeah, just that there's probably big elements in, you know, all of those four versions of the energies that I'm either not listening to enough or not allowing out.
Yeah.
And that they all want to come out, and they all want to be nurtured as well. So,
Yeah. Most of you guys playing the light masculine. Yeah. No, most of you, actually all of you, like what I've seen has been the light masculine. Yeah. And I would encourage is, now that you go into the feminine, just keep nurturing her. Yeah. The more you nurture her, you just grow, because your masculine cannot grow further without your feminine. It's like trying to drive a Ferrari with really shit fuel in the tank. Shit. Yeah. It's like your mobile phone needs to recharge, and feminine energy is where you recharge, where you reflect, where you grow. And often men think this is a waste of time and space, but you can't fucking drive Ferrari. Like, you can drive it, you know, but then it's only lasts an amount of time. And the best way to learn and grow quicker and faster is through feminine, and that's why we're here. Yeah. Because she'll guide you. Like, if you look at in ancient time, I've shared this before, Frankie, that in ancient time, the king will always seek the counsel from the queen, or the person in the tribe, like the head, the chief or whatever in the tribe, will always seek the dakini, which is the older women in a tribe, but almost like she's like the medicine witchy women. And always being how we live our lives. Yeah. So you have the answer within you, and it is in the feminine. Rod and I talk about purpose all the time, because I feel like purpose is such a big word for guys, right? Like, what's my purpose? Like, why am I here to do? And, you know, we tend to buy into the belief that purpose is about success, the cars, the house, or whatever that might be, more about achievement. And we do more to get that purpose out. But most of the time, your purpose, like, is actually in the feminine. She gives you access to reflection. Like, you can do all the fucking time, but you feel unfulfilled. So if you do and you check in, go, how am I going? What's going on? You're more aligned with yourself. Yeah. The feminine will feel the purpose, will answer the purpose for the masculine. And the soul, if you look at from that perspective of just masculine and feminine, the sole purpose of the masculine is to serve the feminine. He's there to serve. That's the purpose. Yeah. So, yeah. So you need to make more. Hey, she's there to nurture.
Yeah, can I ask a question around that? Like,
Yep.
so you're saying that the sole purpose of a masculine is to serve the feminine,
Yep.
feminine.
Feminine. Yep. It's not relationship related. Just saying.
Say again.
It's not relationship related.
All right. What do you mean by serve? As in, like, just define serve for me.
Oh, you know, in a lot of the dictionary, it's like it's to whatever the feminine needs, you give. To protect, to provide. This has been ingrained in you guys for so long. Yeah? But don't also think about it from a bigger collective way, right? Why we become coaches? To serve. Service is, in the word, is serve. To serve a client. Yeah? We are healers at heart. We're here to serve humanity. Yeah? We're here to serve Mother Earth, nature, people. Yeah?
And what did you say? The role of the feminine, was it to nurture?
Yeah.
Purpose.
Purpose is, so almost like, what's the word? So I think about the Ferrari. It needs to go a certain place. Yes? So that's the direction and purpose. But the feminine is like put the gas or the petrol in the car. She's nurture the masculine. And so when I think about ancient time, men go out there to hunt for what? For food. But to do what? To serve the tribe, to feed the tribe, to feed the family. Yeah? And what does a woman do? She nurtures the tribe. So there's actually a tribe for him to come back and serve. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I was just taking it all in.
Yeah, it's a lot, because that's why, you know, it's often we talk about like, what's your big why? It has to be outside of you, and that's is serving the feminine, whatever that might be.
But do you mean you can also serve your own feminine and then nurture your own masculine within yourself if you just take it all internal without the external?
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, to use your feminine to nurture you.
Wow.
And use your masculine to serve your feminine for what she needs. And if you can do that, you will attract people like that. And that's how you create amazing, fucking epic, awesome fireworks relationship. I hope there's less judgment around being in feminine now.
Well, there wasn't really any for me, but I think something that I've really clued on for myself is like, how can I be the best in all aspects? Well, not be the best, but just like understand all kind of areas where I can really, you know, I guess it's just like really entwine it into becoming a more immersed into myself and just being able to be fully 100% supported in my own energies. So it's making me curious on how the rest of this year will go when I implement a lot of this work over the next couple of weeks and what happens. So,
well, you've been asking for it. You want some more love? I'm giving you some more love.
Give it to me. I want it all.
I trust it's been helpful with this session.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been a big
100%.
one. I know. Anything else you want to share? Ask? Request? Say?
So like the dark parts.
Yep.
Of the masculine and the feminine and stuff.
Yep.
Because I perceived the dark part like I was almost looking like a Blade in black.
Who's Blade?
So,
the vampire.
the vampire
Yeah.
guy.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes. So how do I bring them out but in control? Because I see the dark masculine as like kind of more ego
Yeah.
or
You said,
more significance driven.
yeah. And you played that too, Chris. I don't know if you know. You've done
I play what?
You've done the darker part of yourself, but through more ego-driven success behaviors, actions. We all have done that, but I'm pointing it out.
Yeah.
I think you suppress, but you've sort of done that, but not being aware. That makes sense.
Yeah. I feel like I used to be way more ego driven in like the party days and stuff.
Yeah.
Not as much anymore.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, how do I bring that into like what I do now? Because a lot of my life now is like light feminine and light masculine. So how do I bring in the feisty
I wouldn't
dark
say
feminine?
it's all light. You definitely bring a lot of blunt truth into your live videos.
Okay.
Yeah, because you just call people bullshit, and a lot of people go, "Fuck, what's he on?" Like there's that energy. I feel
so that's dark masculine.
Yeah, so it's, but with love, you have to bring it from a place of love and not lie, I'm just gonna do it for the sake of doing it. And to be honest with you, I don't have a clear answer. Like, this is exactly how you do. You just gotta have to test for you. But I feel that for you, on so sexuality work will bring out that darker side, because this is, maybe I haven't yet. There's the surface and the deeper underworld, which is where maybe there's a part of yourself, and this is what I recommend, is to look at when you play out light or dark energies, where exactly is it works related, is it sexually, do you get what I mean? So you can identify exactly where you're at with that areas.
I think the dark side comes out sexually a lot, just like when I'm unleashing or just like being a bit rougher.
Yeah. So a lot of the unleashed energies on the darker side. And so if you have a healthier outlet for anger and release it, that's also quite healthy. So you can use the darker side. But yes, actually, as you have more confidence within yourself through this, you'll develop that side. I would say just call it in. There's like set intention to call it in, and then just continue to nurture that part of yourself. That makes sense.
What about the dark feminine? Because out of all of them now, then I feel like she's the most suppressed for me.
Yeah. I would say to journal, like for me, I would look at where you're at with her at the moment, how she play out in your life currently, who at the moment you associate with the dark energy first, because you need to heal that relationship first. And we can do timeline, or we can do a lot of it, energetic ties cut with that. Because unless you heal that relationship, you're not going to be able to call in the healthy version. And same with all of you guys, if there's a part you suppress, there's relationship that's been hurt in the past, and there's a lot of wounding around that, and we need to clear that first. Make sense? Because I don't think I've said this, but most of the time, men in your life represent the masculine side, and women in your life represent your feminine side of who you attract. So it's a really good time to take a good look at who you attract in your life at the moment, who's present. To ponder on that. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. Any other questions? Does that answer your question, Chris?
Yeah, and I think it's just understanding more what it looks like for me to be in dark feminine or masculine.
A lot of the dark feminine
especially
energy,
dark feminine.
Yeah, it's
especially
very
dark feminine.
There's a lot of seduction that comes with a dark feminine. And yeah, so the seduction side of things is the healthy dark feminine, and you can play that too. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels like we all need to sit with this, and then maybe revisit this video because it seems like it's quite a lot.
It is
like
a lot,
for
and I just want.
myself,
even like, yeah, it's.
I might try and look up like an image of it or a description on the internet.
What I would say is to do a Pinterest, yeah, and just look at images and go, which one do I resonate? You know, just do 4 boards and just go light, dark, masculine, feminine, and just pin in, because your unconscious mind is very visual, and it will give you guidance as to what elements of this and the essence of that you need to embody.
Yeah.
So in terms of archetype, the dark masculine, the dark feminine, is wild woman, like the untamed version of wild woman, fucking raging, wild, and also the slut energy, like sexually, like seductive energy. And you can I use a lot of this embodiment, so I dance in that. We'll walk into Reclaim Week, which is next week. Also, we reclaim our sexual energy, so you can play with that more. But don't overthink it. Yeah. Just trust me, do the exercise in this week. That will give you more clarity. If you want, you can revisit this recording, listen to it, and get more, because the answer's within you, Chris. It's not out. I can guide you, but most of your answers are already within you.
Yeah, I think you answered the question. I just need to get the images, and I understand. Yeah, I understand.
It's just the essence. Like you don't need to conceptualize this. You guys just need to look at and feel into the essence of the energies and go, okay, I can embody that. How can I embody more of this essence? And that's how I would go with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else have any questions? I know it's a big session, so last check-in. Ask for what you need.
Good.
All good.
All good.
All good.
Good. Yep. Cool. I'm good. Okay, so before we go, I want to close the portal because I don't want it, because there's so much energy in here. So I'm going to count to 3. And so I'm going to go dong, and then we just close the portal. I just want to thank you guys for playing full out tonight. And I know there's a lot to take in, but just trust your unconscious mind has all of the answers within you and already took in a lot of information. Just remember the answers within you. I just want to say thank you to divine guidance of masculine and feminine energy that guided us through tonight. And yeah, I just want to send lots of love to you guys and to all humanity as we journey through this. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night. I'm available tomorrow if anyone want to have a chat. Frankie, if you want to hit me up, anything, do that. I strongly encourage, and this week is massive with learning. So please, 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 please share in the group, because you will serve more than you think. Yeah, just share, do a live, any challenges, any questions, just share any learning so we can bounce off each other. Cool?
Yep.
Cool.
Perfect.
All right. Send you love. Have a good night. Sleep well.
Thanks, Jane.
Guys.
Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.